Hey everyone, welcome to Zeitgeist Zealots. I'm Forrest,
Major.
That
and today we're talking about the first episode of Lanterns, DC or WB's attempt to breathe life into this withered husk of a franchise and try to get people back on the Green Lantern train.
It's only
So, Major, do you think they were successful?
no, not at all. It's only a withered husk because they killed it themselves over and over and over again. I was talking to a buddy earlier, and it was like, should I watch Lanterns? And I was like, I think Ryan Reynolds in the Green Lantern movie is probably a better adaptation of Lanterns than this trash television show.
Well, it's like everyone like hates the 2011 movie, but it produced a great animated series, sort of like how the prequels produced a great like everyone shed on the prequels, but they produced a great like
Clone
two great
Wars.
cartoon series. Yeah. So I think like and also it definitely that was the time of being a Green Lantern fan was awesome because Jeff Johns was still writing Green Lantern, and that was like the most popular the franchise had ever been. So like I think like the late 2000s, early 2010s was like a great time to be a Green Lantern fan, despite like the 2011 movie not taking off, but did produce like some supplementary good material to absorb. But and I
Speaking
think
of
the
the,
animated series was cut off quick because the movie did so bad. So I think if the movie had to like spawn a franchise, the excellent animated series would have continued to have life, but obviously it didn't happen. So Matt, what were your thoughts on it?
well, real
well, I
quick,
just
I just
want
want to say, if we're talking about Green Lanterns in the 2000s, I just would be remiss if I didn't point out that James Gunn says, or said in an interview, that he will explain why Green Lantern didn't stop 9/11. So that's basically the only reason I'm watching this now, is to find out what
Well,
kind of shit this thing he
yeah.
comes up with.
maybe 9/11 didn't happen in this universe.
Well,
Well, to be fair, that's not true because John Stewart has to be a Marine, right?
it's probably more likely that he gets his wife to have sex with all 19 of the hijackers and distracts them all from ever getting on the plane. That seems much more like
Who
James
John?
Gunn's writing style.
Uh, to be fair, his explanation can just be a simple: he was off planet.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's going to be the answer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Captain Marvel
So
over here. Sorry, Matt, go ahead.
I just have to point out that my brother growing up really loved the original animation in the aughts. I think he even walked around with like a Green Lantern ring for the longest time. And I recently rewatched some of that with him, and it still kind of holds up.
the 3D
So,
series, right?
yep. So, I
I
have
think. Oh, go ahead.
I had hopes for this show, especially with it being on HBO Max. Um, maybe you can get a little bit more of a budget and we can do a little bit more. However, my
What
first
budget?
inklings of it is that they're gonna try to make it like True Detective or like some weird HBO show instead of a Green
Yeah.
Lantern show.
Well,
Which is a bold
HBO did
choice.
not want to make.
It's a
Yeah,
bold choice
HBO
because
did not want to make
HBO,
this show.
you can just go on HBO and watch True Detective. That's the
Yeah,
craziest part. Like that'd be like, let's make a Rick and Morty like show on HBO, and you're like, well,
but like Hill Street Blues.
I can just watch this on like the original, the much better on the actual like streaming service. It's not like someone's trying to rip off IP. It's like all there. It's you guys own it all. It's all on the same streaming service.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I had high
HBO.
expectations.
Well, first of all, HBO did not want to make this show. James Gunn had to go behind the HBO president's back to David Zaslav to force HBO to greenlight, no pun intended, this show.
We'll take it though.
And it definitely.
Well, I mean,
I
this
know
has been in the works for like
I,
8 years. Like I remember when like the Flash
well, it was
and the Arrowverse on the
originally.
CW, they had John Diggle, and then at the very last episode, he opens up a ring box and it just glows green. And then there were so many rumors about John Diggle starring in a Green Lantern show on HBO, and you're like, "Fuck yes, that would be so cool." This is not my John Stewart, not my John Diggle.
And then we find out John Diggle is not his real name; it's really John Stewart the whole time.
Right?
It's
Yeah.
like, oh,
Exactly.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
But originally, the Lanterns TV show was going to be like Guy Gardner, Alan. It was going to be like sort of like True Detective in the sense that like it was going to take place in different time periods. Like you'd have Alan Scott in the 40s, Guy Gardner, in the 90s, and then like I don't know, like the what's her name, maybe Kyle Rayner or the Jessica Cruz in like the present day, and then but that was obviously shelved for this version of the show with Jon Stewart and Hal, and which is it's pretty obvious they're using this show as to kill off Hal and make John the main Green Lantern, which by the in the first episode is kind of the status quo.
But also,
yeah.
we're gonna break this all down. I'm going to tease this a little bit. It's in my show notes, so I'll wait till we get to the appropriate section to really go off on it. But what the fuck is the timeline here? Like, obviously, it says 1996, 2016, 2026, or maybe it's 1994. I don't remember. But we just watched Superman in theaters, or the unfortunate ones did, myself included, and they have Guy Gardner as Green Lantern in 2025. And then in the show, we have Jon Stewart with his dialogue. This is an inference. He says it like there's only one lantern assigned per planet. So did Hal lose his ring a long time ago and Guy Gardner got it? And like, if that's the case, then why wasn't the military training Guy Gardner and instead of Jon Stewart? Like, none of this. This is all canon shattering. This is the biggest problem I have with the TV show, the writing. And I have nitpicked it, and like not in like a douchey way, but just like, you fucking made me watch this, so I'm gonna fucking talk about it kind of way. The first time I watched it, I turned my brain off, had a couple of IPAs, and I kind of enjoyed it. I thought it was a good 7 out of 10 television show, right? And
No, 100%. That's the same feeling I had. Had it on my phone, had a few, like an IPA or two, and then like just shut off my brain. I'm like, I was entertained.
not bad, right? But then when you go back and you look at it, let's just dive straight into it, okay? Because we open it. Okay, here are my notes. 1996, with a 60 Minutes report, and it's about Hal Jordan giving an interview on 60 Minutes. And I just want to point out the anchor said that he's already been there for 10 years. So from 1986 to 1996. So you got a lot of like questions about the world and where was he not. But this is what I don't understand. You open up with a scene of Jon Stewart as a young kid and his older brother Marcus, and then a third kid we never learned the name of. And Marcus, so John's watching the interview, and then the third kid's doing lookout duty, right? And sees Dad pull up because the headlights. I mean, as a kid, we all know what that's been like. And then Marcus is like, "Turn it off! You're gonna get us in trouble." But then, like, the TV turns off. Dad walks in, and he's not like mad. He's like asking Jon Stewart about who the Green Lantern is. And then he takes him out back and puts an apple on his head and shoots the apple off of him. And this is when I'm going to give just a tiny few, maybe 3 compliments on the writing in this entire episode. And this is one of them. You can see behind Jon Stewart, little Jon Stewart, the bullet holes from previous attempts. And I mean, there's like 20 or 30 of them. So he's been doing this since he was like 4 or 5. I don't know how old he is in this, maybe 9 or so. But you can see that Jon Stewart's been trained by his dad for several years about how to become fearless. And if people don't think this is a good tactic, I'd like to tell you how wrong you are. And if you don't believe me, you just go look up on NPR from like a decade ago. Lots of reporting about how African warlords would take young African children, strap them up with bulletproof vests, take them out to the middle of a soccer field, and shoot at them so they become unafraid to die. That's like a real tactic that people use. So I'm not even like, knocking the the methods and methodologies of John Stewart's father. But, like, what is the writing here? Marcus says, hey, you're going to get us in trouble. Why? Like, they don't get in trouble. And John Stewart's father, Mr. Stewart, I'm going to call him, seems to really be encouraging John Stewart going into the armed services to become a Green Lantern. So just right off the bat, just the writing is so shitty. It's not even like scene to scene. It's line to line that makes no sense in this fucking television show.
Also, what Marine, especially enlisted, gets stationed somewhere that can do that for so long? Usually after like 2 years, you're out.
Yeah, right?
So that was my nitpicky part. No, I'm kidding.
No, I love it. No, that's a great point, right? He should be moving a lot more than all those bullet holes. Let's see. Later on, 10 years later, we flash forward to what, 2016? So I guess it's 20 years later. Hal's late to picking up Jordan. Jordan doesn't care because Jordan doesn't care about anything because he's fearless, right? My goodness, this guy is going to be...
Stewart is.
Sorry, John Stewart is fearless. He's going to be the most bland, boring character of all time. This is how they're going to play him. Oh, sorry I was late. I don't care. I don't care if you shoot at me. I don't care if you're late. I don't care about anything at all. And John said he went to Pharaon 4, and I asked ChatGPT a little more information on Pharaon 4. And let me just, I'm gonna quote read you what it said to me. More specifically, Pharaon 4, often written as Pharaon 4, there was an IV versus the 4, is the homeworld of that's a CH apostrophe P. And then an M dash.
The squirrel.
Actually, no, is from Hoven. Let me correct the distinction. Next paragraph. Pharaon 4 is primarily notable as the homeworld of the Green Lantern known as Green Men. No, M dash. That's from Uxor. So, guys, I tried to do the research. We have given all the technology, all the power to AI, and it is getting fucking dumber by the day. So, sorry this podcast can't be more in depth. I couldn't get to the library. But I just want to... that's a little side rant. I just fucking hate how this world's turning out. This is a big bummer.
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't think, like, that John doesn't care that Hal was late. It's just that he feels like I have to kiss this guy's ass to get the ring. Like, this is, like, sort of my crucible. Because he's talking on the phone with his dad. He says, like, they're allowed to have tantrums. We're not. So it's like, you know, you just have to, like, take shit. It's sort of like when you...
okay.
Like the actual military, you have to like sometimes take shit from a superior officer.
Yeah.
Even, you know, that's just the way that it goes. But
like,
you know, I don't know. I think my theory is that John Stewart's dad was chosen first before Hal. But when he was asked, "Are you afraid?" he said yes. So he lost the chance to become a Green Lantern. Then Hal becomes Green Lantern, and he's like, "Oh shit, that's who I could have been." So I'm gonna like make sure my sons are fearless. So if they get asked that question,
interesting.
You know,
so would this be
say,
when Abin Sur gave the ring to Hal, or are you talking about like some government interference?
Yeah, because Hal got it, what, 1986?
Yeah, allegedly.
So John's dad would have been like 10 years younger, but John wouldn't have been around yet.
He's a test pilot. Or no, that was Hal's dad. Hal's dad was a test pilot.
Hal's a test pilot. I guess John's dad's a Marine like he is. But it's kind of just like this whole thing that they were really, really pushing this idea that Hal isn't worthy of the ring. He's just like this drunk, entitled asshole.
Let's ruin another iconic male white hero. That's what we do, right? We took Odysseus and we rubbed him through. We threw him in the mud. We took Superman, and his opening scene was him getting his ass kicked. I can't wait to see what they do to Batman. He's probably going to be, I don't know, have 3 limbs. He's probably going to be paraplegic by the end of it. Not because Bane broke his back, for the record. It's just such... All right, so back to this shitty TV show. Hal, like we were talking about, Hal picks up John, and they go driving. And then calls him a substitute teacher, blah, blah, blah. And so Hal just like ducks out of the car and allows the car to drive straight off a cliff. I guess testing John to see how he's doing with the ring. But Matt, if you correct me on the lore here, I don't think that's how the ring works, right? Like you have to be chosen to use the ring. You can't just put it on willy nilly.
Can't just. Yeah, this.
So I mean, I think that John has already been chosen. It's just the Guardians are making Hal train him, even though Hal doesn't want to, and they have pretty much just share the ring for what little time John.
But the ring doesn't
lets John
transfer owners until the owner dies, like Abin Sur. Abin Sur died, and he said good luck or oh fuck, who knows. Which is great. I'm glad the alien could speak English. That's very convenient for.
Well, the ring has a translator. The ring is basically one giant plot device. It can
It is. Speaking of plot devices,
also translate. Yeah.
So John flies off the side of a very large cliff. How does he get back up on the road? So he uses the ring to create bubble wrap, which we never see because heaven forbid we spend $20 on CGI.
Isn't there a comment later on in the episode too where he hasn't taught him how to fly yet either? It's like a throwaway line when they're eating. And so he goes off this cliff.
How does he get back up the cliff?
How's he able to walk back to?
Did he just climb?
Yeah, like I said, if you turn on your brain for more than a second, it's like
this is my
fear with
this
this
is
show.
refrigerator logic.
I really hate that. Like they made Hal a public celebrity, that he's outed himself like Iron Man. That's so stupid. It's like the whole point is that like Hal's like a nobody on Earth, but like a hero in the at least in the comics. I mean, I think he's like a relatively well-known like test pilot, but he's not like famous in DC universe. Like he's like behind on rent. You know, he can't really like hold a job because he's like anti-authority. He gets like fired from Ferris Air as a test pilot all the time. He had like re-enlist back in the Air Force in the comics. So I just hate this idea that he's like a celebrity in this real world, and that
don't worry, Forrest. He doesn't like to wear the suit because it's like a tie when you're young. Yeah. Even though we all know old people who wear ties every single fucking day. They're all over the news. All old people wear ties. What are we talking about here? This is crazy. But before we get to the taco stand, John Stewart meets an old version of Hal. Of course, this drunken,
hologram,
messed up hologram. Clever, not that clever. Shut the fuck up. It meets this old drunken version of Hal, or maybe he's a little bit more sober at this point. So, I wonder what happened in the last 10 years. The hologram, who doesn't know who John is, doesn't know about the training, has not been backed up in 10 years. Instead of being backed up weekly, because he's a lazy white drunk guy, has not been, backing up shit. So we get the hologram that's 10 years old. However, he also has current day knowledge on Rushville, Nebraska. So I'm sure that's just like a plot device. I'm sure there's some way you could just talk around it or whatever. But that logically makes no sense. They haven't explained enough of how this ring subconscious could be monitoring real-time events in Rushville, Nebraska, but also not know what's going on in the ring user's life. The writing is just so fucking shitty.
Yeah, and they really had to like crank up his assholeness like a taco bar.
They're trying to make him edgy, too edgy almost.
Yeah, and everyone's like kissing his ass while like John had to like struggle to like get back to the taco stand. So they're just trying to make Hal just as unlikable as possible. And
you pay for it, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna fly off now. Yeah,
I'm gonna fly off. Yeah. So
and where does he fly off to?
It's like the point of absurdity, like how much they dislike Hal, the writers.
So we might have a little glimpse into the mindset of the writers. I don't know if this happened to you guys. Maybe it's because I'm a crazy conspiracy realist. But when he said Rushville, Nebraska, I was like, all right,
real place.
It is. It is a real place. Do you know what county it's in?
No, I did not.
I know counties in Nebraska there.
It's in Sheridan County. as in like Taylor Sheridan. And spoilers for
But is he
later
from,
on.
is he?
There's a ranch there. They hate Taylor Sheridan. Taylor Sheridan is, I mean, Linus is a little fucking woke, but the last bastion of like masculine writing. I mean, it's ranchers, it's dudes, it's oilmen, it's mob bosses, it's
Oh god, all his shows look
Sly.
fucking awful.
What are you
I
fucking
mean, I
talking
think
about?
like
What are
I
you
saw, I
talking?
saw
Well,
like
hold
I
on.
saw
What are
parts
you
of the Rain
talking
Man. It looked
about?
No, Taylor Sheridan sucks. We're not going to be a pro Taylor Sheridan podcast. I
Well,
mean,
I
unless
am.
we like break down each episode. But from what I've seen, his shows look
And what
pretty
have you
bland.
seen, Forrest? What have you? Have you watched any Landman? It's a fun show.
I've seen the oil propaganda from the episodes. It was pretty cringeworthy to watch. But I think this Billy Bob Thornton having that hot of a wife is already like. I think that woman should get an Emmy or whatever just for acting attracted to Billy Bob Thornton. Sort of like how Marissa Tomei got an Oscar for acting attracted to Joe Pesci. But anyway, so Rushville, Nebraska. This is apparently where Abin Sur landed.
20 miles away, so right outside of town. But this is where then we're gonna get to the next most stupidest thing in the fucking TV show, the mass shooting. All right, so let's try to break this down.
We didn't even see.
No, but there are 4 dead bodies, and they're all suspected of being aliens. No one knows who they are. They're from the opposing team. They're out of towners. No one's like gathered around the bodies. So like they're, basically unknown victims. And then there's like this 5th guy who ditched his coat or jacket or whatever, so he wouldn't blend in with the opposing team. And that's our alien. My question is, what? Who killed these people? There's a mass shooting, and later on they talk about the mass shooting. Were they killing themselves? Who shot these 4 aliens? It wasn't the 5th alien, was it? Is there an alien v alien battle going on in Rushville, Nebraska, and that's what's happening? It's the only thing that makes sense.
I was confused. Like, there's no, like, somebody had to have seen the shooter and even described the shooter, and I don't feel like there's any description.
Is it because the sheriff is the stupidest, baddest bitch in all of Nebraska? My goodness. Spoiler alert for the C word, because I'm probably going to be using it a couple times to describe Miss Sheriff over here. I ain't learned her name. I'm not going to learn her name. She's such a fucking cunt. The amount of times she drops the F-bomb and trying to sound cool or badass while she's like 4'9" is fucking ridiculous. Terrible fucking writing. That's not how you make a strong, badass woman. You could look at Clarice from Sounds of the Lambs, or that detective who she looks just like. She might actually be the same actress. But the detective in The Killing, like, that's a strong, smart cop, female cop. This girl has a hat as wide as her shoulders. If you go back and watch it, maybe don't do that. Don't hurt yourself like that. Next episode, if you're watching, her hat is as wide as her shoulders are. And her F-bombs are just as much. It is, you couldn't fill you could fill a 10-gallon hat with the amount of profanity this woman uses.
I just can't take her seriously because that's Kelly MacDonald. And she's been in several other shows. And she was also one of the, have you ever seen Trainspotting and Trainspotting 2?
Yeah. Yeah, she's Scottish, right?
Daughter, yeah, she's the daughter that he hooks up with, then becomes a lawyer. She was in Boardwalk Empire, I want to say. She was the
No Country for Old
wife.
Men.
And so, like, everything I've seen her in, I can't take her seriously, and seeing her try to take on a serious role like this, and trying to be badass, it just, I don't know, I can't. It breaks the fourth wall for me. I think the casting was
trash.
Yeah, casting was. Love the actress. She is awesome in a lot of what she does, but I just think it was the wrong choice to be this badass F-bomb dropping sheriff.
Yeah, she's 5'2", which really means she's probably 4'11". So yeah, just completely unrealistic. And then what is happening? She's this badass bitch over here, right? I said I was going to use C-bombs. I'm trying to restrain myself. And she's married to like the dweebiest dude in town. This lawyer, Macon. And it's like, oh, like I'm
Yep.
such like a pussy little white boy who, never mind. And she's married, and maybe he acts like that because he's married to her, right? Like in a marriage, you have masculine and feminine roles, right? You have a yin and a yang, and if the man isn't going to be masculine, the woman will naturally take over the masculine roles, and then the man will take over the feminine roles, and it's a huge shit show, and that's exactly what they're doing here. Especially when, let's just get into it. The fuck's happening to this town? Her father-in-law, the lawyer's dad, is, well, so I thought personally he was a stand-in for Taylor Sheridan or Taylor Sheridan fans. Other people think he's a stand-in for JD Vance. We can't talk about this on the podcast, but
Well, I think the theory is that he's playing Black Hand in the comics because there's a William Hand and he's playing William Macon. But
and he can't talk about it because he's got an NDA. So his his boss is definitely in the government, right? The government's been watching this the whole time. He's the caretaker for the ranch, and the ranch didn't even make sense. Like John Stewart's or Hal's driving down the road for the ranch, and he looks out the left hand side, and he sees like 3 or 4 guys like coming this way doing like military drills, and then they drive a little more, and then he looks out the left to his window again, and there are guys shooting downrange. I can only assume that there's crossfire going on. Like the writing is so fucking stupid. But
and are they trying to imply that scene that his little militia there is the one that shut up these aliens, and that
do you think the bitchy ass sheriff
all covering it up,
be confused or concerned,
right? And it's just like, if she is related to this guy and she sees this, then like that would be the first place I would go to.
I'd be like, all right, so
in this situation,
space cops tell me these guys are aliens, and then my father-in-law has a militia
hates
to kill
aliens.
Are these connected? I don't know. I need a male brain to use my logic to put 2 pieces of the thing together. But we're getting ahead of ourselves because I don't want to rob.
Yeah, because we don't talk about the alien blowing himself up yet.
No, we got to talk about the bar. I don't want to rob our audience or us the satisfaction of talking about this goddamn bar scene. Are we fucking kidding me? All right, so first off, massive.
Hal doesn't even get one hit in.
Right. All right. So where do we even start with the shitty writing? Everyone knows who John is. All right. John has never. I mean, he went to 20 miles away from this town, and he got the ring, but he didn't grow up in this town. And yet, when he picks the same song 4 times in a row, which I mean, Rob and I used to do at a Waffle House growing whenever we go there, we thought it was the funniest thing in the world. We were like 16 or 17, and it was the funniest thing in the world for us. So shout out to that old fun trick. That would really piss everyone off, playing the same song 4 times in a row. But the guy who's an overweight, drunk white guy playing pool, which is his right, god dang it, has the audacity to be like, yo, Hal, fucking stop. That song better not play again. Can you imagine, like, talking that kind of shit to a man who could just crush you with a green ball or create a hammer and like split you, or a sword and split you in 2? Like, can you imagine talking shit to Batman or Superman or even Spider-Man, right? But like, oh, this guy's, feeling froggy enough to talk shit to Hal.
And then, also, none of them ever are put on trial. Like Hal is the guy who was like attacked first.
I imagine they're in the next arraignment hearing.
Yeah, but why is he getting arrested? He didn't like. Who did he?
Oh yeah, none of them got arrested. Yeah, God, talk about allegory for foreigners. Am I right, Matthew? No, this whole thing's gonna be a giant allegory for immigration at the end of it all. But let's talk about the real tragedy in the room. And John Stewart is offered a drink by some bar slut, and he says, "No, I can't drink. I'm on the job right now," and then immediately proceeds to bang this bar slut in the car in the parking lot for everyone to see. Are you on the job? Or you're not? Oh, I have such morals. I don't drink on the job, but I will
again,
say hello to
trying
Grandma
make
Puss.
him so cool. Like, he doesn't drink, he doesn't eat meat. He's so perfect. He gets all the ladies want him. It's just ridiculous. He has like no character flaws,
Well,
but Hal has all the character flaws.
If they think this is how James Bond should be created or made or written, then keep your fucking franchise to yourself.
So going back to casting decisions, I don't know if I'm just getting old. I'm in my early 40s now, but I felt the father-in-law and his wife did not look like they were 50 or 60. Like, they did not look like a mother. They looked like they were in the 30s and 40s. In fact, I think the sheriff, the actress, is actually older than the guy playing her father, if I looked it up correctly. They are around.
Of course.
They probably should have gotten an older actor to play the father.
They can't do anything in Hollywood anymore.
But look at it. Watch it. He does not look like he should be her
grandfather. And Noah's like 11 years old at the time.
That kid is like 8-9 years old. Grandma.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
And you're like, where's the grandma? I see this hot bar chick over here.
Oh, don't call her hot. Like, come on, Matt. You got standards. Don't call her hot. Apparently, she is Indian. I don't know if this is true. I haven't looked it up. I thought she was just super tanned and like leather skin from being on the ranch out in the sun all day smoking cigarettes. But apparently, this white supremacist is married to an Indian woman. So I can't wait to see how they just write this bullshit into the ground in later episodes.
So Kelly MacDonald was born in 1976. He was born in 1980. And Pora Jagannathan,
yes,
I apologize for that, was born in 1972. So she's only 4 years older than the actress.
Who's supposed to be her daughter-in-law?
Yeah. So I will say she is apparently 54 years old, so good on her.
Good on her. She looked good. I mean,
I did not
for 54.
Like a 54-year-old. Yeah.
No, she did not look 54. Yeah.
But it like took me out of the scene, especially with the father guy. Apparently, he was born in 1980. So like,
son of a bitch.
We could have done a little bit better with the casting there. Come on.
Yeah, I mean,
or pull on some Irishman level CGI. And like age him up a little bit.
Oh, come on! I mean, we're talking about HBO here. What they did?
Well, you only need CGI to de-age, Matt. You can use prosthetics to make them look older.
Prosthetics, yeah. Look at the penguin. Look at the penguin. This is the same fucking.
Yes, exactly.
Look what they did to my
boy. He looked so young in that one.
No, but he didn't look anything like it, right? So maybe you want to cast a young actor who was born in 1980. Age him up with prosthetics, put a little more beard on him, make him a little more worldly. But geez, I have a note. I'm only gonna read it because I think it's funny. But dude, that judge, we gotta go back a little bit. The judge from his hearing fucking sucks. Yeah. I was like, my first initial reaction was, holy shit, George Soros is buying judges on TV shows now. I'm just gonna. Where is my shot?
It seems.
Shut up, Forrest. Matt, someone's laughing in the. Someone's laughing out there. It doesn't have to be for you.
Yeah, it seems. Oh yeah, I also hated it. He's just like, she was like, "What organization are you with?" And all I could think of was the Green Lantern, not Green Lantern Corps. No, yeah, like you could at least say Green Lantern Corps, and then But so I was just like, they're trying to make him look like a complete idiot. They're trying to make him as unlikable as possible, so no one's gonna care when he dies.
They call him Space Cop, and that's what he is. He's a space cop.
Yeah. But let's move on to the interrogation scene, because I thought it was hilarious how Warner Brothers forced this show to plug their other major IP, Harry Potter.
Yeah,
because they're just desperate at this point. It's like, hey, we're running. We have Harry Potter too, instead, in case DC crashes.
He's like,
don't forget about that.
you don't know where Harry Potter went to school? You must be an alien. And then I was like, or Catholic. Does no one remember how the Catholics boycotted all the Harry Potters? I don't have any friends besides you guys.
Well,
but
there
if
was
I
a
had
bunch
friends
of,
and they were Catholic, they definitely wouldn't know what school Harry Potter went to.
Well, if he was like a teenager, then maybe because their parents can like shelter you more from that sort of stuff. But I think a grown man's gonna know most pop culture. Well, maybe not like exact, but like pretty like Star Wars, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings.
I don't know. Wait,
But
how
I
many
thought it was
people do you
stupid
think
how
know
he.
where Luke Skywalker's from? The greatest, biggest IP of all time. Like, if you just randomly pull people on the street, do you think
I think more
you could
people
ask a
know
35-year-old
about
white
Hogwarts and
male?
Tatooine.
Do you think they would know
I mean, I can
Tatooine?
tell you where he was
I
conceived.
think
Chicka bow wow.
I think Hogwarts is more well known than Tatooine, but Star Wars is the bigger franchise of the two. So I thought it was kind of dumb how I think it was kind of like too easy how the guy just was outed as an alien. I think he pretty much could have because the sheriff was fooled.
Well, the sheriff barely asked any questions with her dumb female brain. Comment down below. I'm just here for the rage bait. Bring it, fuckers. No, my favorite. I thought this was the best part of all. Is that even the aliens knew Obama's birth certificate was fake. I was like, that's some bold writing from these lefties over here, but I appreciate.
Did you think they
the
were going to
line.
kill Hal? Well, did you think Hal was dead when the bomb went off? Because I thought like, oh
No.
wow, they're killing him now.
No.
Which they did kill him, but
They did, and it was spoiled for me. But I was like, no, he's definitely got enough juice in the lantern. We've seen the lantern do two things: create money for a jukebox and a bottle opener
for beer.
Oh, and then
and a bubble,
a lighter. No, we didn't even see the bubble, but he created a little 1996 Toyota Camry lighter. You know what I'm talking about? We used to have to push the
amazing how
lighter
she still
in
looks
and
so
then
young as
pull
she
it out.
smokes. So she must be an alien too. So yeah, we'll go to the final scene, which is like 10 years in the future, and Hal's dead. Apparently, he did not have his ring on him when he was shot in the head, although he could have because this show treats Hal as the most incompetent.
Is it Hal? So that doesn't even make sense. He got shot in the head and he's sitting there very passive. So like it was definitely an execution. So like we spent the whole episode. So many people were like, this guy just wants to die. This guy doesn't want to live. Like, I get it. Stop shoving it down our throats. There's something called subtlety in subtext, motherfuckers. You have to learn it one day.
Not here.
Not here. But like it doesn't make any sense. So like he just sat casually down while someone shot him in the head and then maybe took his ring. Maybe Guy Gardner already has the ring. Maybe Hal's been walking around this whole time without a ring since Guy Gardner's there. Because you're still fucking breaking canon, James Gunn. This isn't like two Batmans. This is Green Lantern in the DCU. It's so fucking stupid. Is this actually Hal Jordan? Or is this a red herring and this is some kind of like man-eater or Martian who can like shapeshift?
It's a scroll.
You think 100%. It's a scroll?
Crossover event.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think the show is going to be like a Secret Invasion wannabe, which is a horrible show to emulate, but that's kind of the direction Hollywood's going right now. They just want to like redo the same thing, the same bad thing.
But kill white heroes. Male heroes most often.
Well,
actually,
I just think they think James Gunn heroes. And they get their canons confused as to whether he's Marvel or DC still, so they just throw everything, both Marvel and DC, at things.
Yeah. Well, hopefully next week we'll find out.
It's a scroll.
Yeah. Hopefully, I did see like the Weeks Ahead trailer, and we will see Sinestro. Oh.
Will we?
He was.
Hold on. Give a spoiler for the fucking.
He was announced. It's well known. It wasn't like.
Well known. I haven't heard about it, and I'm on Twitter too much.
Okay,
guys.
We're going to see blankety blank. We're going to see Evilo. We'll call him Evilo, and so hopefully, I like the actor Ulrich Thompson. He was in Banshee, which is a great show. I think someone else in this show was in Banshee. I can't think, but that was Anthony Starr's show before The Boys,
Oh,
Banshee. So I highly recommend Banshee.
Good show. Yep, look it up.
It's on HBO. But Ulrich Thompson was like the Amish gangster on that show, so he's a great actor. So I'm looking forward to seeing him. I really like Mark Strong's Sinestro. So like of all the horrible things to hate on the Green Lantern movie, he was not one of them.
yeah.
But looking forward to Ulrich Thompson's portrayal. The show overall, I mean, it's just going to be more Hal bashing, trying to make John look just perfect and awesome, flawless, and he's only held back because of Hal's incompetence. But that's just the now that we know for positive that's the direction they're going for. This character assassination of plastic heroes.
It's gonna be a poor man's True Detective bouncing through time.
Well, that's basically what season 2 and season 3 of Detective was, a poor man's True Detective. And season 4,
don't even get me started about season 2. So, and here's the thing: side tangent.
Is that right?
The last True Detective was actually not supposed to be a True Detective. HBO figured that the only way to get people to watch it was to put the True Detective name on the show. It was not written nor supposed to be part of True Detective lore at all. Until
they had to incorporate like the cult stuff right into it later, but I think they're giving her another season though, despite like how everyone even the creator of True Detective who like chat on the show, they're giving her like another season of True Detective. It's just like they keep rewarding incompetence. It's like Kathleen Kennedy and who's the Amy Pascal from
she sucks.
Sony who greenlit all the awful Green Spider-Man spinoffs, Craven, Morbius, Madam Web. She probably is getting like 3 more promotions. Real fast. Well, I'll keep watching it. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to. Looking forward to we have a podcast, but I'm not going to enjoy it. Do you think now that Hal Jordan's dead, that John Stewart is the Green Lantern? Because I don't think he is. Once the Green Lantern
he's got some really snazzy duds, so I feel like he's sort of like now the main Green Lantern because he's like, got his shit. It looks like he has his shit together and he's like living high. Although I think his actual job, his real job in the comics is he's an architect. So I mean, maybe he's just an architect and he's not Green Lantern, but I think he is Green Lantern now.
Let me tell you why I don't think he is. Oh, I'll let Matt go first.
I was going to say, it's not Hal.
What made you think it's not?
It's going to jump back in time, back and forth in time, and then Hal's going to reappear for real in episode 7 and immediately get killed off. And then we're going to have the handing over the ring in episode 7. Because I think this is only going to be 8 episodes, correct?
Right. It's always 8 episodes.
But yeah, no, seriously, it's not Hal. It's the AI Hal. It's the Hal bot. And that's why he's just standing there.
Haltron.
And he I don't know. It's just going to be something stupid like that.
Yeah.
Actually, Major, I think he might not be Green Lantern yet in 2026 because he didn't fly there.
Yeah, well,
that's pretty obvious.
That and so here's my evidence. He had to be told that Hal is dead from the sheriff who gave him a call and he drove all the way back out to Nebraska. You're right, he didn't fly there. But my thing is, if the U.S. government program worked correctly and the ring went to the trainee, then as soon as Hal died, the ring would fly off his finger and it would go to John Stewart, and John Stewart would see the ring and be like, fuck, Hal's dead. But that never happened. He had to get notified of Hal's death from the bitch sheriff over here in Nebraska. So I don't think that's either not Hal Jordan, who's dead, or we can all pray that John Stewart's not the Green Lantern. But this is the show about John Stewart being the Green Lantern. So that's obviously not going to happen.
Or hear me out. It's all a ploy to somehow get into the compound to like research this more and get more information. And Hal's really alive and still Green Lantern, but dies in episode 7 and hands off the ring.
We'll see.
And if you subscribe to the podcast,
I also hated like is your ring charged enough? And he's like, I charged it yesterday. I should be like, why wouldn't he have the lantern with him at all times if that's like an actual risk?
We haven't seen the lantern yet at all.
And I think in the comics he can like open up a wormhole to get the lantern whenever he wants. I could be wrong, but
Probably depends on the comic book
I
line.
think that's stupid. I think that's like forced conflict. Like, oh, he's gonna run out of charge for his ring. It's like, okay, if that's like a risk, he should just have. It's kind of like going out without a phone charger if you know your phone might die.
And especially if the terrorists know your phone's gonna die, right? Like that's crazy.
Yeah, the
like,
bad guys know your weakness, which is that like your ring runs out of juice. Maybe
probably
just like
keep that on like low key, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you this, and then we're gonna wrap it up. I'll plug the socials. Will we see the color yellow be a problem this season?
I think when Sinestro, I think when Evilo shows up, they might be introduced. But I think if the Manhunters are the main villain, then there should be no need to introduce the Yellow Lanterns or the Sinestro Corps because they're like dangerous on their own. So I mean, they're probably saving that for like season 2, and they're also trying like to differentiate this as much as humanly possible from the 2011 movie, which kind of heavily used Parallax and the Yellow Fear.
Yeah.
Shtick. So
do you think Hal will come back as Parallax in season 2? Would that turn this season around and maybe make some good writing? I mean, like
that's interesting.
Season 2 of House of the Dragon
they already
sucked,
hate Hal.
but season 3 was kind
of. It won't happen because Major, that would be awesome. Okay.
Oh, that's a good point.
Because
they would never allow that.
Because I don't know. It could happen because he'd be a way better villain than he'd be a hero, obviously, because he's pretty bad at being a hero in the show. But I think if he was Parallax, he would actually be good at his job then, which they can't allow.
Which would be terrible.
They can't have him. They can't have Hal be competent in any sense, whether it's like as a hero or as a villain. So I think they're just going to kill him off.
Ass kicked at the bar. Do you think John Stewart's going to get pissed off when he sees that Guy Gardner's Green Lantern? He's like got this sick goatee and facial hair, and then he sees Guy Gardner with his dumb fucking bowl cut, and he's like, "Oh, come on, Ring, what are we doing here?"
Yeah, I think it's also like they're probably going to explain it, but it's probably going to be like a very crappy explanation why there can't be 2 Green Lanterns.
Well, they said it. He said it at the bar. Except, but
I think Guy and John are both could be able to be Green Lanterns because the actor playing Guy Gardner is James Gunn's friend. That's probably gonna be the reason that they're gonna find some bullshit.
Yeah.
I think he's been on every James Gunn film since.
Does this look anything like Superman or Creatures Commandos? Like, this does not seem congruent in the same universe. Like, there's no,
which is good.
Tonal,
it's a good thing.
Maybe.
It's bad writing.
Yeah, it's terrible writing. All right, but like,
that's like the one thing I do like enjoy about the show is that the tone is not fucking Guardians of the Galaxy.
James Gunn is not yet. Don't you fucking wait. We'll get a found family before the end of this, you motherfucker.
Did you see the article? The guy who played Supergirl's dad, David Krumholtz, is retiring from acting right after Supergirl. Like it becomes like the biggest bomb, at least of the year. But
it's a good time to go out. It's a good time.
I'm just kind of like,
I got my paycheck. Goodbye.
I mean, $125 million to the box office worldwide is embarrassing, especially on the
isn't it like a 200, 250? Yeah.
225 budget, which means, you double that for marketing and expenses or whatever. I mean, they lost a ton of money. And then you just look over at Spider-Man making $2 billion on a dog shit movie. And you're like, what is happening here?
It's gotta sting.
That's going to hurt
That's
so
like,
bad.
I'm glad I sold. And like, I'm sure like Ellison's going to, I mean, I think once we'll see how Clayface is doing, Clayface might bounce the franchise back because Obsession and Backrooms, I think we're both like...
Those are both made by YouTubers. This is made by Hollywood. Like, the word of mouth is going to have to be so fucking strong on Clayface to even get close to $40 million. And I know that's a low budget, but like, I just don't think anyone cares. No one wants to see it at all.
Well, no one knew anything about Obsession I think the Backrooms actually did
that's where the word of mouth comes in. That's what I'm saying. That's where the word of mouth comes in. Like, it's going to need some legs. And I like Clayface, but I just... None of this. I mean, I've seen the trailer.
I like him when he's fighting Batman. I don't give a shit about him if it's just Clayface.
Crazy to do a rogues gallery before you do a Batman. Like, what the fuck?
And like
is next?
Joker's
Calendar
the exception
Man?
because Joker's the exception because he's like the most popular supervillain
you could do
of
that.
all time.
Yeah.
But look how his second film did, and then look at every other solo villain film. It's
Now,
been pretty much
what
critically
if
panned. So,
what if Counterman turned out to be Jeffrey Epstein? Would you go and see it in theaters? I would. That'd be pretty funny.
well, he was always late for appointments then, so he couldn't have
Oh
been
God.
Counterman. I don't know.
No, he's probably more like Condiment King. Am I right, guys?
Heyo.
Condom list king.
Oh, we're not gonna go there.
Boo.
We're a family-friendly podcast, motherfucker. I'm kidding. We're not. Don't do this. Don't listen to us. In
How
front of your
about them
family.
socials? Where can those parents go to complain about us?
Yo, you can find my spicy ass on Twitter. Oh, wait, I'm not going to say it's me. We'll say one of the members is definitely on Twitter, or X, whatever you want to fucking call it, at Z Zealots Podcast. We're also on Instagram at Zeitgeist Zealots Podcast, and you better be watching us here on YouTube at Zeitgeist Zealots Podcast. Sure, we could upload to Spotify, but it turns out they're being real dickholes with the amount of ads they're playing on their content now. So we're just all kind of like, we're not going to put you through that. So we're going to go here to YouTube, hopefully get YouTube Premium, and we're not running any ads anytime soon. So this should be a great enjoyable listen because there are no ads. You can listen to it ad free. And I think we've got a really great perspective of opinions here. I mean, today it's kind of more of an echo chamber, but usually we are in much bigger disagreements. But hey, when it smells like shit and it looks like shit and you stepped on shit, it's Green Lanterns. Sorry, lanterns.
Just lanterns,
because green is lame and stupid. The amount of walking back, like the director said, like we're gonna piss a lot of people off with this. Don't do it. Don't do it then. What are we talking about?
This goes back to what I was talking about last week. The disdain that these writers have for the source material to prove that they are smarter or edgier than the source material. All you're doing is pissing off the fans. And I guess the idea is to get like people who aren't fans to watch it. But it just doesn't come off well. I'll just say that much. It's whether it's Hot D or it's Lanterns or
Odyssey, or anything from the last 10 years, 5-6 years of we're being more hyper.
The Witcher apparently was bad with source material stuff.
Yeah, I mean, Henry Cavill had
I did not watch it
because of it.
So
first season's decent.
It's maddening. It's maddening that
might I
these
recommend
writers think they can do better yet.
As we're finishing up here and we're going to say goodbye, I just want to say I've been watching and enjoying the first four episodes of Reacher season 4. That's good CIA slop right there. It's very formulaic. Big tough guy, big muscles, saves. Goes on.
That's on Amazon, right?
Yeah, it's on Amazon. It's pretty good.
I've been watching Bosch on Amazon. That's pretty good too. It's based off a book series as well.
Bosch.
Bosch, yeah.
Okay.
BOSCH. It's
like the dishwasher?
It has Titus Welliver. It's the guy. It's the man in black from Lost. You remember him?
Yeah.
He's
the main character.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're all each season is based off like one or two of the books. So at least has like a strong like Reacher. It sort of like has a strong source material to draw from. But on season 2 right now. I think it was like it's like the showrunners was one of the writers on The Wire. So there's like a lot of actors from The Wire on this show. So it's kind of like a spiritual sequel. It just set in LA instead of Baltimore. It's not as good as The Wire, but it's
decent.
It's
there's some similarities. It's interesting. It's a good detective show, and it's like better than like
I liked it.
Like cable cop shows these days.
If we're talking Amazon, I'd also like to point out that Batman Caped Crusader season 2 way better than season 1. Yeah, I really feel like Bruce Timm took a lot of the feedback from the audience, and I thought season 2 was way better than season 1. Very much worth a watch.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm watching Tires right now. I'm halfway through that. That's hilarious as always. Good stuff. You know who would make a better partnership? I wish we'd get rid of. I mean, Kyle Chandler is pretty great as Hal Jordan, but get rid of those two and replace it with Shane Gillis and Gerbies, and that would just be a very fun TV show to watch. I don't care if you don't even have to change the dialogue. Just replace those two actors with Shane and Gerbies. That would just be such a fun, be so much more entertaining than the garbage we're having to watch now. But hey, it's just the first episode. We'll let it breathe.
And really quick, I do have to do a slight segue rant here before we end. There's a reason why we're not talking about X-Men 97 right now. So-and-so, somebody who was very big in the first season, was let go, and it showed in the second season, because the second season was hot garbage with the storyline.
I know they say he was still a writer, but I don't believe it.
It was all over the place, and the last two episodes were such hot garbage that I do not want to give it my time. I say do not watch season 2 of X-Men 97, my friends. It is not worth your time. It's not nostalgic. And in fact, once again, it has disdain for the writers have disdain for the source material, because they include storylines from like 2007 all the way from like 1992. Like they're confusing like the universe so much, and they're trying to make it like one universe, and it's so bad. And as a lifelong X-Men fan who, which Earth version are we in? They can't even answer that. It is just hot garbage. I was legitimately mad at the last two episodes, and that's all I'm going to say about X-Men 97. So that is my brief rant. We're not going to cover it because it was that bad.
I agree completely. And just to add a little cherry on top, one of the best things about the X-Men anime TV show was the arcs. It was a lot like Clone Wars, the anime TV show. Like they would take and dedicate 3, sometimes 4 episodes, right, to a single comic book arc or a character arc, whatever the story, the plot line at the time. And now in this truncated ass TV show, Wolverine gets his adamantium claws back in like 5-10 minutes.
One episode out of nowhere in one episode.
Done.
And then we had the whole apocalypse being like episode 1, 2, 5, 7, but not 8, but kind of in 8. And
so weird.
It was just, it was a hot mess. It was literally like they were throwing comic books against the wall, and whatever hit the darts, they used.
I mean, I can't believe I'm saying this.
No, literally, they threw it at the darts.
Yeah. No, I agree. What they should do, or if Bo DeMayo on his gay OnlyFans account wants to post his 8 episodes of X-Men, I would sign up just for the content, just for the X-Men. But my goodness, get him back for season 3. At least this guy knew how to give it to the audience.
I think, it seems like they might bring him back.
They put his name on everything, but it was definitely.
Or at least hire someone else,
Hire Matt.
All right.
Hire Forrest. Hire me. It would not matter. We could all do better than this slop.
I love Gambit so much.
Are you excited that Channing Tatum's coming back as Gambit for Doomsday?
I love Jubilee. She was one of my favorite characters in the original X-Men series. Hated her in season 2. Rogue was just like weird. Nightcrawler was too weird. Like everybody was just weird.
And how is everyone related? I remember everyone just being everyone's like mother, father, son, brother, half son. Like my goodness. I was like, what is this, World War II, guys? Keep in the fucking pants. And how do 2 mutants have a baby and then it's not a mutant? No one explained that science to me. I don't care.
And I will close with this.
He's a miracle.
Why does the working class watching these shows, the larger of the 2 classes watching these shows, not simply eat the rich who are writing these shows? Bastards. They're making money off of our fandom and they're ruining it.
Yeah, yes they are. And now they're gonna try to make Jean Grey from Spider-Man sympathetic, even though she's killed at least one, I would say tens, if not more people. But she was doing it because her feelings were hurt because her sister got kidnapped, so that justifies everything. Like Marvel can no longer make villains, right? I mean, if you look at Thunderbolts, they had to give the
Tony
Sentry
Stark.
Bob a hug, and then before that they had Harrison Ford, who will not be returning, thank God, as President Fuckface. He turns into the Red Hulk, and then he also gets talked down. Like, when's the last time a Marvel movie had Marvel heroes defeating a villain? Like, actually defeating. Like, we used to make fun of the Skybeam. I beg for the days of Skybeams. This is
Killmonger in
trash.
one of the Black Panthers is the last one I can think of.
The second one, garbage. If you could even stay awake.
Uh,
I'm just Namor, but I'm upset. Trash. It's all trash. It's not trash.
Right.
This podcast. Thanks again for watching. Subscribe.
Appreciate
it really
it.
helps us out. Give us a comment down below. Follow us on X at ZZealots Podcast. Again, Instagram and YouTube at Zeitgeist Zealots. We're here for you, and we'll be here for you next week. Same bat time,
all right.
same bat channel.
Thanks for listening. I'm Forrest.
Major.
Matt.